Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Marie Cleary with the Wellesley Police Department, just with some information about the 118th running of the Boston Marathon. They're expecting that there will be 36,000 registered runners participating with the marathon this year. That's approximately 9,000 more runners than they had last year. As a result, there are some changes in how the runners will be starting. In the past several years, there have been 3 waves of runners. This year there will be a 4th wave, and the start times for all of the participants are that the mobility impaired participants will begin the race in Hopkinton at 8:50 a.m. The push rim wheelchairs will begin at 9:17 a.m. The hand cycles will begin at 9:22 a.m. The elite women runners will begin at 9:32 a.m. The elite men and wave 1 of the runners will begin at 10 a.m. Wave 2 at 10:25 a.m. Wave 3 at 11 a.m. and Wave 4 at 11:25 a.m. Each wave of runners has approximately 9,000 runners included. Due to events at last year's marathon, there will be some heightened security along the entire marathon route. You might see some motorcycle officers at some intersections. We've always had resources from the National Guard present to assist us with some of the smaller intersections. They will again be here to assist with us. And as always, all of the members of the Wellesley Police Department will be out along the marathon route. In addition, we'll have members of the Wellesley College Police Department that will be stationed at Wellesley College, and the Babson College Police Department in the Hills area of the marathon route to assist our police department. From Weston Road to Grove Street on Central Street, we will have metal barricades erected similar to the ones that have historically been at Wellesley College, or ones that you might see at the finish line for the Boston Marathon, and then again from Washington Street to Cameron Street to ensure the safety of the public in those locations. People who were coming to view the marathon, if there was a lull in the crowd of participants that were passing through, might be able to safely cross from one side of the marathon route to the other, from the southbound side to the northbound side, or vice versa, and they will be unable to do that. We will not be able to move those barricades. The sidewalks will be, the barricades will be erected on the sidewalks at approximately 8 p.m. the evening before, and will be in place until the marathon route is reopened, which we are expecting to be at approximately 4 p.m. on the marathon day. The race route itself will be closed to vehicular traffic beginning at approximately 8 a.m. or 8:15 a.m. on marathon day, and as I had mentioned, we anticipate that it will reopen at approximately 4 p.m. For vehicular traffic. The Boston Athletic Association, along with public safety officials, are asking that spectators be cognizant of what they are bringing with them when coming to view the marathon, not to bring large bags, backpacks, suitcases, or coolers, or items of that nature. And also, we would like to enlist the help of the public, that if they see anything that looks out of place or unusual, that they would speak with an officer nearby and identify whatever that particular item may be, and then remain with the officer until we have additional resources that come and take a look at the item and determine whether it's safe or not.
Massachusetts is home to over 6.5 million people. It's rich with historic, multicultural, and iconic events. Each day, residents and millions of visitors enjoy the vast opportunities that the Commonwealth has to offer. Unfortunately, we know all too well that there are individuals out there that try to disrupt our community with intentional acts of crime and violence. Each of us can help law enforcement and public safety officials prevent these types of incidents by always remembering that if you see something, you should say something. As you go about your daily routine, Be aware of your surroundings. If you notice something suspicious or something that's out of the ordinary and just doesn't seem right, you should report it to law enforcement by calling 911 or your local police department. Stay away from any potentially dangerous situation. Police officers are trained to handle and respond to these types of events. Reporting what you've observed can be an invaluable resource to law enforcement officers. What is considered suspicious or out of the ordinary? Suspicious activities or situations could include individuals that show an unusual interest in a facility or location, such as a person taking notes, drawing maps, or making obvious observations of restricted areas. Illegally parked vehicles near an event or restricted location. Any unattended items that are abandoned by someone, may be hidden or placed in an isolated location, do not seem to belong, or is a prohibited item at a special event. Remember, you should never judge someone based on their appearance. A person's race, ethnicity, national origin, or religious affiliation is not suspicious. Instead, you should be mindful of suspicious behavior and situations, such as an unattended backpack in a public place, or someone trying to break into a restricted area. Factors or stereotypes that are unrelated to some type of criminal activity should not be considered suspicious. What to do? If you notice any activity or behavior which seems out of the ordinary, or if you see an unattended or suspicious-looking package, immediately contact law enforcement by calling 911, your local police department, or by alerting a nearby law enforcement officer. Remember, first responders are trained to handle these types of situations. Never take unnecessary risks or try to act as an investigator while observing or reporting what you've seen. Always make sure that you notify the police right away. When reporting information to law enforcement, it is important to share as much detail as possible. Try to observe and remember details such as physical descriptions of the individual, including hair color, eye color, tattoos, or clothing. Descriptions of an item, such as the type of item, the size or color, direction of travel of an individual or vehicle, and vehicle information, such as the make, model, and license plate number. Review. Remember, reporting suspicious activities and unattended packages should be based on behaviors that seem suspicious or out of the ordinary. If you see something that just isn't right, say something and follow these important steps. 1. Report it to law enforcement by calling 911 or your local police department. 2. Never take unnecessary risks. When you see something, say something. Reporting your observations can and does make a difference in keeping Massachusetts safe.